Hey guys, it's me, D. I'm back to do my update. It's been 2 weeks since I last did an update with you guys. My TV is probably loud. It's been about 2 weeks since I last did an update. So I want to give a brief update on the miscarriage and what and what are we doing as far as trying to conceive. So actually it's been a little over a month since I had the miscarriage. The video that you seen was it was behind a little over 2 weeks. So yeah, it's been a little over a month. I think I'm like cycle day 34. Yeah, like cycle day 34. I had the miscarriage. I started to bleed on March 15th. So basically what I know to happen was, it's been over a month, so I'm trying to remember. But as soon as I found out that I was pregnant, excuse me, I started to cramp very, very badly. I know some cramping is very normal, and actually, so yeah, the nurse told me that, you know, that's very normal. They like to see a little bit of cramping in the beginning, and that was a good sign. So I took it as that, but it was horrible. It was like, a lot of people describe it as like my cycle is gonna start at any moment. But to me, it felt like I was having contractions. And I know that wasn't like possible because I'm pretty sure that nothing was developed. But just to give you an example, it just hurted so badly to the point where Tylenol was not helping. And I wasn't getting any sleep. And I'm like, yeah, something ain't right. This is not normal. I wasn't bleeding, nothing. I had breast tenderness. I wasn't nauseous, which I felt was very strange. So what happened was, the first one was 29. My heart stunk. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, then I know what I've always felt, that something wasn't right. So it was like, okay, well, I don't want to go back to have a second beta because I'm just going to let it just play out. Whatever happens is going to happen regardless of the fact of me keep having these blood tests. And I just really didn't want to. So I did that. For a while. Maybe close to a week. Me and the nurse played phone tag, and I think when I finally went in to have my second beta drawn, I was like at 5 weeks, maybe 5 weeks in a couple of days. I really wasn't keeping track of it. So I was on progesterone. I was taking, as you guys know, I was taking the one gel, the Chronone. I was taking that. I only took that for a couple of days, and then I went to the progesterone suppositories, where I took 2 twice a day. So before, you guys know all the numbers. You have to go back because I don't really remember. But so I feel like I'm going so slow, but I'm really trying to remember. I'm not trying to drag it on purposely. So anyways, I went for the second beta. It had only risen up to 40. And so yeah, they wanted me to do a third beta. So I had the third beta done. The cramping had stopped. Like a couple of days before I had the miscarriage, the cramping had stopped. And I was feeling fine. And I was thinking, you know, maybe that this pregnancy can be viable. But I wasn't. I wasn't no fool, because all my pregnancy symptoms went away. My breast wasn't tender anymore. And matter of fact, at one point I took another pregnancy test and it seemed like the line was getting faint instead of getting darker. So I decided to stop all the pregnancy tests. And oh, and by the way, for people that do want to know, that when you are pregnant, a lot of people say that if you could take an ovulation test and if it's positive, that it could be also an indication that you're pregnant. And I did do that. I just didn't record it. I think my phone was dying, but it was true. It was very, very positive. But anyway, I digress. So that was that. She was supposed to call me back the next day with the results. I woke up that morning and had like spotting. It wasn't brown. It was like a light pink, like I was about to start my period. So before the lady could call, the nurse called, and she said, well, yeah, it's going all the way down to negative. You're not pregnant anymore. So she was like, the only thing I think that's keeping you from bleeding is the progesterone suppository. So, you know, stop those. And I said, well, actually, I am starting to bleed a little bit. By the time that she had called, it was a little bit more bleeding. I think it maybe was starting to come down. Sorry, TMI, but this is TTC channel. So it was a little bit more that was starting to come. I bled for about 6 days. It was a normal flow. It wasn't a lot of cramping. I had like very little clots. I didn't have to have a DSC because, as far as we know, my HCG level did not go up high enough for anything really to develop in there. But we don't know. So anyways, that was that. Now it is April. I don't know. But anyway, on April 12th, I started spotting. I had my miscarriage on March 15th. And I started having a dark brown spotting, and then it went to like a light pink spotting. And so I've just been spotting for the last 3 days. I've been spotting, so I don't know if I'm going to actually get a cycle or if it's going to be on time, because usually I'm between 32 and 34 days, and the longest will be 36. So I don't know if I'm actually going to get a cycle. My fertility clinic want me to wait a cycle in between, which would be like not trying April, but start back trying in May. I wasn't trying this last time because when I actually, it was around Valentine's Day, I kept testing with ovulation tests. I tested maybe about 3 times and I never got a positive. It would seem like it would almost be positive, but it never got positive. And I've never had a problem with my ovulation test being positive. So I just kind of like was like, okay, well, forget it. I'm going to see the fertility specialist anyway. So if I'm not ovulating, I'm not ovulating, whatever. And come to find out I was pregnant. But the strange thing about it is either I didn't ovulate around the time that I thought I would. Maybe I ovulated later in the cycle. But when I took the first pregnancy test on a Monday, it was negative, and that was like cycle day 37. It was like very late, and that's another reason why I thought like I'm just going to skip this month. I'm not going to have a period this month because it's already on cycle day 37 and nothing has come down and my tests are negative. And so, you know, I kind of like forgot about it, wasn't worried about it at all. 2 days later, still nothing. You know, by this time it's almost like, it's like 39, cycle day 39 or something like that. I took a pregnancy test and it was a light positive. And actually that night it got darker, and that morning it got darker. So, you know, I was excited And I was like, oh, okay. It's kind of strange. So yeah, from the get-go, I knew something just didn't quite seem right for me. But anyway, when the miscarriage happened, I wasn't devastated. I didn't cry. It hurts. It was like, I don't want to go through this again. But it was, like, wow, I got pregnant and wasn't even trying. I got pregnant naturally. So that was nice. But anyways, my fertility clinic, I think I'm going to find a new fertility clinic because, first of all, they've never done anything for me. The last two, well, this time was the first time that I've gotten pregnant since being with this clinic, and they haven't done anything. I've done a lot of tests, a lot of money, and everything is completely normal. Even with my husband, everything is completely normal. The only thing left to do is the HSG test, which I don't want to have, and they are really, really pushing me to have it done now because they said the last two pregnancies, well, the one in November was a chemical, very early chemical, probably like I came on my period within like a couple of days when my period was due, and then this one was at like 5 weeks or so. And then the fact that it was slow rising, HSG, they think it could be I'm having triple pregnancies, and I'm like, I don't think so, because the miscarriage I just had in October, the baby was in my uterus. So I don't agree with that. I think it's just a bunch of wasted money, and I really don't think that I'm going to use a fertility clinic right now, being that getting pregnant without medical intervention. So what's the use? I just feel like it's wasted money at this point. And I'm thinking that I'm thinking that maybe we'll try on our own for a few months, or not try. I've had, maybe one or two sad moments, but I'm not overly devastated. It hurts to see. Of course it hurts to see people get pregnant, and it's like, that goes 3 pregnancies within 5 or 6 months, and it does get you down, but it's not like I'm staying down. I'm just blessed to have the opportunity to be pregnant. I had that birth control for so long, and to only try for 5 months and get pregnant right off was a blessing to me. So yeah, that's the game plan for that. We're just gonna wait to see what happens for these next 3 months. Don't know if I'm gonna use ovulation tests, because every time I got pregnant, I didn't use them. I just kind of listen to my body. I don't know. I guess I'll update when I actually have a full period, or yeah, I guess I'll wait till I actually get a full period before I update again, because there's really nothing else to talk about. Just patiently waiting to see where I'm going. I gained a bunch of weight. Within these 5 to 6 months, like, my hormones have been going crazy, and things have been getting stressful at times, and I have gained like 40 some pounds within 5 months. That's way too much. Well, no, not within 5 months, because I was gaining weight anyways, but I've gained about 20 pounds within 5 months. Like, so much emotional eating, and just a lot going on with myself. So I gotta reset my whole eating habits, my whole mental as far as eating healthy. Thank God my blood sugar is still great. I don't exercise. It's like I need to like really focus on myself. Not focusing on TTC feels so good. Like, you don't have to be stressed out about it. I've gotten to that mentality, like, if it happens, that's going to be a beautiful thing. But if it doesn't, there's nothing I can do about it. It's been almost a year. Well, I could say it's been about maybe about 9 months. It's been about 9 months, I think, of us trying. No, it's been over a year. It's been over a year since we've been trying, so we're yet to have a take-home baby. So I guess that's pretty much all. Nothing really to discuss more, and that's really actually how my miscarriage went. It was really uneventful. They don't want to do any other testing to see why I keep having these early trimester miscarriages. They're really stuck on this HSG test. I really want to have the blood test done to see if it's a blood clotting factor. They don't want to go that route. So it's like, they're not listening to me, so what's the point of even being with the clinic? Because it's my body and it's my money. They should at least, let's discuss this. And they don't. You don't talk to the doctor. You talk to the doctor for your initial consultation. And she comes up with this game plan. And then after the game plan, you have to get all these tests done first. And then you come back and she goes over everything. But it's like, you can't change your mind in between, because you don't get to talk to her. You have to talk to the nurse. So, I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated on what me and my husband is going to do. It's good to see so many you guys get pregnant. It's very overwhelming to have so much support. I really appreciate it. From people that I've never met before. And I just really thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for subscribing. I thank you for taking the time to write a comment, even if you thought about me. I appreciate it so much. I read everything. I try to comment on everything. I am more on Facebook. You can look me up. Yeah, I've met a lot of people off of YouTube. A lot of great friends that I can talk to. Miss Lovely Leia, Miss Shonda, just to mention a couple people that I actually do talk to outside of social media. But anyway, it's been 17 minutes. I'm running. I thank you guys. I appreciate it. I will be back as soon as I get a full flow, or as soon as something different has come up, or a different game plan, which hopefully will be within the next week or a few days. Otherwise, I'll talk to you, and I appreciate you so much. I love you.